Welcome, everyone, to the San Francisco State Law Enforcement Career Fair. And it is our first career fair in about a year. And I'm Jim Dudley. I'll be your host today. And I am a graduate of the San Francisco State Criminal Justice Department. And I'm also a 32-year veteran of the San Francisco Police Department. And I have two sons in the San Francisco Police Department. I highly endorse the career in law enforcement. It was great to me. I've had great experiences. I've met a lot of great people. Had some opportunities to save a life or two throughout my career. And it is still a noble profession. And I admire all of those of you in the program and those of you looking for careers in law enforcement. And we've got some great speakers lined up for you today. We've got representatives from seven different agencies. You will hear about their presentations, about what they have as far as openings. Every agency is always recruiting, whether or not they're hiring, but I think everyone today is hiring. And you'll learn more. You'll be able to ask questions. And then after the top of the hour, we will move to breakout rooms where you could choose to go and speak directly or text directly, or speak and text directly to our presenters. So hang in there. We're still allowing people in, and I'm going to introduce our first speaker from our first agency. But I first want to thank Gina James from the San Francisco State Criminal Justice Department for getting all the students involved. And I want to especially thank Rob Cate and his Interview Now team at Connect for setting up the logistics, the technology, and the format. And it's a great format, and I think it's the future of recruiting. Used to be that a student or an applicant would only apply to their immediate region, and now, of course, there are no borders. So student recruits are in the driver's seat as far as being able to pick and choose an agency they want to apply for. Look at the things that appeal to them: housing, quality of life, the type of agency that you're applying for, the regional accoutrements, schools, affordability, and things like that. So I hope you benefit from today's production, and that you get the information that you need to make some really good career decisions. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to from Burbank Police Department. And, we have 6,000 or so students from Southern California. So I think it's appropriate to lead off with Burbank PD, population size of 103,000, 145 sworn officers. And I'll let Officer Carissa Peltier tell you the rest. So you're off mute, and tell us about Burbank PD.
Well, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, yes, you can. Okay. Well, I'm Officer Peltier. I work at the Burbank Police Department. The city of Burbank is located in the county of Los Angeles. Some people may best know us for our studios, as the Ellen DeGeneres Show and many other shows are filmed here in the city of Burbank. We also house Disney, and this just in, the largest IKEA, in which I sat on oral interview boards yesterday, and 3 people brought up that as being a large attraction for them. But we have our own police department, even though we fall in the county of Los Angeles. We border LAPD and Glendale PD, Glendale has their own PD as well. We all fall under the county. It's 103,000 population. We're a relatively small but big city. We're growing. We have multiple different outlets here. We have residential. We have obviously we have huge media entertainment, so that's a huge attraction for a lot of people. We have a lot of attractions here for people, people who want to work here, people who want to live here, families, and we're near everything. We're super close to Hollywood. We're really close to all those other cities that draw people in. So we have a huge amount of tourism here as well. I've worked here for approximately 6 years. I also grew up in the city of Burbank, so I'm from here. I still currently live here, so I have some deep ties to the city, and I love that about this city. And that's what I feel, you know, keeps me here is my roots. So I have probably an answer for most things that if you have any questions, because I'm not only a police officer, but I've always worked here. I worked at our community YMCA, worked at our high schools. I've always been well involved in the city, so I can probably answer a fair amount of questions for you. I'm currently assigned to the community resource officer position, which means I do a lot of community outreach and a lot of recruitment events. As we know, community outreach is very important right now. It's always been important, and we've always had this position here, but now more than ever, it's important. Unfortunately, COVID's kind of put, you know, put a little dent in that, but obviously we're here virtually, so it's better than nothing. But primarily I would go out and handle any sort of event that's thrown in the city, that's thrown by the department. Shop with a Cop, which is an event we do every Christmas. We do Coffee with a Cop, which is done nationwide. We do National Night Out, which is another nationwide event. We do like a Police and Fire Service Day, which introduces you to the police and the fire department. Here in the city of Burbank, they're connected, so we share the same building. At least one of the fire stations does. So that's basically my current position, and I also deal with like neighbor complaints and issues that people have in the community, you know, transient issues or like just anything that they have issues with. I also do that right now, but I did work patrol prior to this, so I have been out in the streets, so I have basically a plethora of knowledge from everywhere. But anything that you want to know, I can answer it. We actually have a video on YouTube that's a little recruitment video. But yeah, if you are from this area, or even if you're not from this area, we have a lot of people here who've come from up north and have come here for school and they've stayed here. So if you are up there for school and you come back home, we're always hiring. So we are always available. But if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the chat or you can hit me up on the video.
Awesome. Thank you, Officer Peltier. And I just wanted to ask, do you have a regional academy or do you send new recruits to an academy?
Great question. We do not have our own academy, so we have to basically outsource to whoever is going to give us availability. So, for example, I went to Orange County Sheriff's Academy. Some of my partners went to LA County. We had 2 that just graduated from LAPD. We had 3 that just graduated from Ventura County. So we send them anywhere that will give us a spot, because how it is over here is that since we don't have our own academy and we are understaffed to where we can't send like drill instructors or TAC staff to these academies, and those people get priority when it comes to placing new recruits, we basically like fall pretty low on the totem pole of getting people into academies. And especially now with this whole movement of reallocating funds to other places, training and hiring is the first thing getting cut. So we originally had 4 academies for LA Sheriff's Academies, and now we only have 1 that's functioning right now. So it's super, super difficult to get people into the academy, but it's not impossible. It's just a little harder.
Okay. All right. Thanks. And you can learn more by going to the breakout room after we hear from our speakers. And thank you so much. And next up, we're going to hear from Hayward Police Department, population size of about 160,000 people. They have 166 sworn officers, and Sergeant Angela Irizarry has been with HPD since 2006. She's worked in patrol, command investigations. In 2005, she was promoted to sergeant and has supervised patrol officers, school resource officers, and she's a member of the recruitment team. Well, welcome, Officer Irizarry. Great to have you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is a great platform. So a little bit about Hayward. Hayward is known as the heart of the Bay because we're like smack in the middle. We're in the east part of the Bay where You are close to San Francisco and also to the peninsula. We have the 92 San Mateo Bridge that kind of connects us to the peninsula. And we're also close to the Bay Bridge that will take us to San Francisco. One thing about Hayward, we also have Cal State University East Bay. When I was going to school, it was Cal State Hayward, but now it's Cal State East Bay. We also have Chabot College. Our town is drastically growing. We have so many new housing here. So as the population is growing, our police department needs to be growing as well. Currently, we have 18 open positions. For police officer training, we are accepting applications. In fact, on the 23rd of this month, which is in a couple days, is the closing deadline. So if you're highly interested in applying, I say you apply today. We have 18 positions to fill. Working for Hayward PD in the last 15 years has been quite rewarding. Just after 2 years in working patrol, there was opportunities to work different assignments. We have investigations, canine, narcotics, special duty unit, which is our gang unit, community policing, which is a great position to work for because our community still loves us. And that's huge right now. We have a lot of huge community support. Prior to COVID, we did a lot of community events, so we can't wait until things start opening up again. One thing about the community, they love seeing us out here and they support us greatly. We do things like Coffee with the Cops. During the summer months, we do the downtown street parties where we set up booths and there's music, food, entertainment. We also do the holiday toy drive. We've been doing that for the last 40 years where we service over 100 families and provide them with toys and bikes to the families for the holidays. So we have a lot of things that we do annually. One thing that I do pride in Hayward is that I went to school at Hayward. So working for a community where I still have family that lives here, there's a lot of investments. We're pretty diverse here. And so with that, we're trying to diversify our department. And right now, I can proudly say that we're pretty diverse. But we're still looking, especially for Latinos, because in this community, the Latino community is growing. And we do give incentives. So if you're bilingual, we give bilingual pay. If you decide to get a master's degree or even a bachelor's degree, we have educational incentive pays. So there's so many incentives that you can make in adding an increase into your salary. But also, if you're also looking at in other careers in law enforcement, we do have professional staff. So currently we have openings in our record clerk's position, community service officers. We do have a jail in our department. So the jailers, animal control. In the future, we'll have a crime prevention specialist. So if you're not looking into the sworn position, we do have other opportunities for non-sworn professional staff. Our site is joinhaywardpd.com. We also have lots of videos on YouTube. I actually do have a video. I'm going to try to share it. So let's see. It's about 30-second video. So bear with me as I try to navigate here. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. So there you go. I don't know if it stopped. Okay. Okay, am I back on? Okay. Am I back on?
Let's see.
There we go. So there you go. That's my spiel. So April 23rd is the deadline. So I'm available to chat. There's also a number that you can text in. It's 510-900-7181. So I have other people on standby to answer your questions.
So sorry about that. So Sergeant Irizarry, thank you so much. I apologize for falling off on you. You know, you have a great chief there. Tony Chaplin is awesome. I had the opportunity to work with him as an officer and a sergeant and a captain and of course a deputy chief with San Francisco PD. He's an awesome guy. You're really lucky there. Yes,
we are. Welcome back.
That's great. And speaking of San Francisco PD, it's my opportunity to welcome the San Francisco PD. They have shows here 2,100 sworn officers.
Sorry, Jim.
Yes.
I think they're still having difficulty get in, so we can go ahead and actually give me 1 second.
Go to.
We might be moving on to Sunnyvale now, if that's okay.
Okay. All right, so we should be hearing from San Francisco PD down the road. If not, I can tell you about that department. So our next one, Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety. I've got friends there. Great department. They're a unique department, a department of public safety where they work in EMS and fire and policing, and there's opportunities to train in all three. And I've got Lieutenant Jonathan Griffith with the fire department. He's the fire training lieutenant for that side of the house. He's on SWAT. He's an Air Force veteran, and he's a lateral. So he could tell you about the entry level, and he could talk about laterals. And he's been with Sunnyvale for just shy of 10 years now. So do we have Lieutenant Griffith there?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, welcome. Tell us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome.
Like Mr. Dudley said, my name is John Griffith. I'm a lieutenant with the Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety. As you see, I'm wearing my Sunnyvale fire uniform. But what's interesting about Sunnyvale is that we are the largest fully integrated public safety department in the nation. And what that means is all of our officers are trained as police officers, firefighters, and EMTs. I was a police officer in Modesto for 14 years and always wanted to come back to Sunnyvale where I grew up, and it was a great choice. This is truly one of the closest things you can do to being a superhero that there is in my view. When you're on the police side, you carry your fire turnouts in the back of your patrol car, and if a fire comes out, you go right there, you strip down your skivvies, put on your fire turnouts, and you supplement the fire company. It's really, really unique. We will train you from the ground up. You don't have to have any experience. We have our own EMT Academy, which lasts about 7 to 8 weeks. We have a Joint Fire Academy, which currently I'm in charge of, that we work with other agencies with. Currently, we're in our second week of our newest Joint Fire Academy, and we're working with Santa Clara County Fire and Gilroy Fire. And those are some of the relationships we've built with allied agencies, which helps make the department and the profession stronger. We do send our recruits to Alameda County for the police academy, which lasts about 6 months. Now, it's no lie, Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety is a long and rigorous training program. You'll be in training for about 2 years to 2.5 years, but during that time, you're going to learn so many facets of this profession. And the great thing with Sunnyvale, and still with police agencies and fire agencies, is you're almost guaranteed to save a life with all the training we've give you, with fire, with EMT, with police. As a police officer, not only are you going to fire calls, but you're responding to emergency medical calls. We also carry medical bags in our cars, and we respond to anything from difficulty breathing to CPR calls. So if you're a resident in Sunnyvale or a passer through and you're sick and you need help, you're getting not only an ambulance, but a fire engine and patrol officers there to help you. Like Mr. Dudley said before, not only am I the fire training coordinator, but I'm a SWAT team supervisor. That's one of our collateral assignments. We have a full team SWAT team of 20 members. We also have collateral assignments of motorcycle officer, neighborhood resource officer, and other collateral assignments within fire. We bid our shifts yearly. So for 1 year, you can be assigned as a police officer, or 1 year assigned as a firefighter. but during that time, you can work overtime in either field. So that's what keeps us well-rounded as public safety officers. Our community is approximately 150,000. We have just under 200 public safety officers, and we have a great community support system here. The community knows we're integral with them and that we're part of the fabric of the community. I live in Sunnyvale, and I absolutely love it here. So I visit Sunnyvale businesses, visit Sunnyvale restaurants, and they know that Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety is there for them. And with that said, we'd love to have you apply with Sunnyvale Public Safety and become one of our newest public safety officers and one of the most unique positions there are in the nation.
Well, thanks, Lieutenant Griffith. What a unique opportunity. And you give several different facets and training for the different types of things that you do there in Sunnyvale. And I didn't see your salary posted, but I know the starting salary is probably tops in the Bay Area.
Sunnyvale is compensated well, but that's based on all the training we have. There's only one other public safety agency in California, and that's Rohnert Park. But like I said, we're the largest one in the nation, and we're training a lot, but the rewards are significant.
That's great. Thank you so much for presenting. And I'm sure students will be looking for you in the breakout rooms, and give my best to Captain Hunter there.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So that was awesome. Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety. We're going to hear from another one of my alma maters, Daly City PD. For those of you students, your college students, when I was in high school, I was in the Explorer program when I went to Westmore High School, and I see our next presenter, Bonnie, was born and raised in Daly City and also graduated from Westmore High. And she's been with the Daly City Police Department. Welcome, Bonnie. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your agency?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Bonnie Shu. I'm currently a sworn police officer with the Daly City Police Department. I actually started working for the Daly City Police Department back in 2005. So don't try to guess my age right now. But so I started working with Daly City Police Department actually as a front desk cadet. So I worked my way up through the different positions that we have in our agency. As a front desk cadet, it was a part-time position where I did various job duties, whereas, you know, when someone had a complaint or needed advice, they would come to our front desk at the police department and inquire, and I would try to facilitate some sort of solution for them as well. And I believe a front desk cadet position is great to start off, just kind of you're getting your foot in the door into a police department and figuring out if this is really a career that you want to get yourself into. Shortly after, I was hired as a police assistant with Daly City. And as a police assistant, it was a full-time position where I would handle majority of our parking complaint calls. And in Daly City, probably similar to San Francisco, parking complaint is one of our number one complaints that a lot of our residents have, because we are pretty heavily populated. We have about 120 or 110,000 residents in our city. And so parking is a little tight in our city, and that's why people have issues with it. But as a police assistant, I also handled a lot of our case records that we would bring down to our county courthouse. And that way, I also built a relationship with our county district attorney's office, and I was able to read a lot of our police officers' reports and kind of learn how much a report would entail for each investigation. Shortly after being a police assistant, that's when I had the opportunity, and my chief and captain sent me through the police academy. So I attended the police academy at the College of San Mateo. That is one of the facilities that we do send our entry-level applicants to in order to complete the police academy. The police academy is approximately 6 months. We also send our entry-level applicants to Contra Costa Police Academy, as well as the Alameda one. So we are currently hiring for the positions of entry-level, academy graduates, and laterals. in the next 2 years, we are foreseeing to hire about 25 police officers. Currently, we have about 93 sworn, which includes from the chief, 2 captains, our lieutenants, sergeants, 2 patrol officers. We have about 30 civilian positions, which includes anywhere between crime analysts, records clerks, program assistants, property room, evidence technicians, and so forth. A little bit about Daly City. Like I said, we have about approximately 110,000 residents in our city. We border San Francisco, so we are actually a pretty busy city considering the size of our department. We're located at the very north end of San Mateo County, and we are known to be one of the busiest agencies in our counties with calls for service. And like I said, it can be anything from a parking complaint to domestic disputes, really anything. And so we have a lot of the same specialty units like the other departments have mentioned. And I'm going to share my screen so I can play my PowerPoint. That way it also refreshes my memory. Give me 1 second. Okay, I don't know what I'm seeing, but give me 1 second. Jim, do you see the PowerPoint?
I do, in the corner
Okay.
of the recruitment video showing.
Okay, perfect. And then is this full screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we do have a recruitment video. I absolutely love the recruitment video because I had a huge part in putting it together, although it's 7 minutes long. And so if you do want to watch it on your own spare time, it is on YouTube. Just in the search engine, just put Daly City Police Department. So like I said, welcome to the Daly City Police Department. The different teams and units that we have, it goes from command staff, detectives, crime suppression unit, some of our specialty task force where you basically have to have 2 years of patrol experience. And our county has specialty task force, which is vehicle theft task force, which is VTTF, narcotics task force, and we also have a task force agent with the DEA. And these positions are typically from 3 years to 5 years. And then we have our patrol teams. We have a motor unit, SWAT, K9, school resource officers, crisis negotiation team, honor guard, and then we have our admin positions, which goes from property room, crime analyst, records, and then so forth. And we also have a police explorer program, which I am one of the advisor, and I am super proud of our explorers who are gonna move forward into this career someday. And then here's our department structure. We have Chief Hensley and Captain Gamis and Captain Christensen. And then each captain handles their own, they have their own responsibilities and units that they oversee. I just finished my term in investigations. It's a 3-year term. So when I first started, I was handling and investigating sex assaults. And from there on, I moved on to property crimes and then major crimes. And it's kind of nice with our department that investigations, it's a 3-year term, so that way it kind of makes all the officers well-rounded if they wanted to test for the position, and it gives everyone an opportunity to actually be a detective or work in our investigations division at a certain point of their career. And then we also have our crime suppression unit, which is like a street crimes unit. It is comprised with a sergeant and 2 officers. We have our motor unit. Our SWAT team is comprised of majority of our Daly City officers, but we also had, at one point we had Pacific officers join in as well, and also Colma. And then we currently have 3 canines within our department. School resource officer. We have a bicycle unit. There's our records division, and today is Admin Appreciation Day. Honor Guard, police assistants, our police explorers, and like all the other agencies they've mentioned, you know, some of the community events, although because of the pandemic, a lot of these events were canceled or postponed. But here's a list of events that we also participate in and host. And so if you'd like to learn more about our salaries and benefits, you could always Google Daly City Police MOU, and you'll get a further detailed description of all our salaries and benefits. And join our team. Daly City is a small agency, although we're very family oriented, and we're a very tight-knit agency. Everyone knows each other, which is nice. I was born and raised in Daly City, and it couldn't be any happier where I am at today. So thank you.
Well, thanks, Sergeant Shu, and we look forward to seeing you in the breakout rooms and getting more information. And thanks for sharing the incentives, the educational incentives, and the step raises. Good information. And again, I can vouch for Daly City as well. It's a great community. And I think we have our San Francisco police contingent back online. And there you are. How are you? Welcome back. We have Lucy Ng.
Yeah, I was on mute, sorry. Hi, Jim. Hi, everybody.
How are you? So we have Lucy, we've been working with Lucy Ng. She's a civilian with the recruitment office of the San Francisco Police Department. And we have Officer Gayla Bunton. Gayla has been actually to my classrooms when we had classrooms and gave presentations to recruit officers. And they're going to tell you about how they're hiring, who they're hiring, what positions, and a little bit more about the department. So welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I apologize again for our little technical difficulties that happens all the time nowadays, right? We do have a little bit of a slideshow to show you. So let me just get to that share screen. There you go. And I hope everyone can see it. Yes. Okay. So I will turn it to Officer Bunton to get started. What is that? Oh, I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Officer Gayla Bunton, and I've been with the San Francisco Police Department for 13 years now. I am a native of San Francisco, so that means I was born and raised here. The various units that I've been in are, I was in a violence reduction team. I was a school resource officer for a while. That allowed me to build the rapport and mentor juveniles within the city and county of San Francisco. And then after I became a SRO, then I went into the recruitment unit, and I was able to kind of mentor the candidates that are interested in the police department. We got to travel and try to seek out qualified individuals that wanted to be a part of our agency. And then also after being in the recruitment unit, I went to the professional standards unit where I worked on the Department of Justice reform, right? And that's changing the department from within. So I've been on a few specialized units, and then now I'm actually in the racial equity and inclusion unit. So just to give you guys a little insight that we do have a lot of specialized units, and promotions and moving lateral and vertical is definitely an option with San Francisco Police Department. We'll get into our hiring and process. The San Francisco Police Department offers qualified men and women the opportunity to make a positive difference in our citizens' daily lives. I encourage you to apply today to see how you can become one of the San Francisco's finest. And that's from our Chief, William Scott. So the Jobs that we do offer currently, for sworn jobs, we do offer the entry-level Q2 police officer position, and our salary currently starts at $89,000. The $135,000 salary that you see up there, that's going to be top step. So that's going to be with the post certificate and 5 years of patrol. We also offer the lateral police officer position, which includes that salary above, plus a $5,000 signing bonus. We also offer the reserve police officer position, which is an unpaid position, and you must work minimum of 24 hours per month. We also have a lot of various civilian jobs that we do have opportunities for. The police cadet program is a program geared to college students 18 and over, and they have to keep a minimum of 12 units every semester. And they're allowed to work 20 hours per week or 40 hours per week when they are on their spring and winter and summer breaks. That salary starts off at $22.83 per hour. Then we also have the crime scene investigator. That salary starts out at $36.78, and that's a full-time position. We also offer forensic latent examiner, and that salary starts off at $42 an hour, and that's a full-time position. And then last but not least, we also have the police service aide position. That is a non-sworn position, and that salary starts off at $32.30 per hour full-time. And those civilian jobs, you can definitely find those opportunities at the Department of Human Resources website. We also have internships as well, police internship program. Those programs are unpaid, and you must work a minimum of 12 hours per week. We offer orientation for these summer programs and winter programs during June, August, and February. Here's a little short video we would like to show you.
Let's see if I can load on the screen. Here.
Do you want a career in one of the most diverse cities in America? A career helping people every day? A career with exceptional opportunities for professional growth, specialized training and unique skills, and a family environment and serving the citizens and community? The San Francisco Police Department is seeking qualified individuals with the desire to serve this extraordinary city and its people through a career in law enforcement, while being provided a competitive salary, desirable benefits package, and a sturdy retirement plan. The SFPD is one of the nation's most diverse and progressive police departments, standing for safety with respect for all. Our officers are representative of the multicultural elements that make San Francisco special. This great city needs people like you to step up and be the difference the community wants to see. Now's the time. Your first steps towards serving the public take place at the Academy. Upon selection, a recruit class will go through an 8-month paid training regimen, providing candidates with the knowledge and skills necessary to the job. Recruits can expect a complete physical conditioning program designed to optimize health and prepare the body for the demanding work officers encounter on the streets. A comprehensive defensive tactics course supplements this conditioning and is instructed by veteran staff to ensure your safety as well as the public's. Candidates will be taught how to properly employ and master the tools of the department with specialized instructors in the department's range and emergency vehicle operation units. Ultimately, your training at the Academy functions to hone the mind as well as the body. Students are lectured on modern policing, criminal justice, law within society, and a variety of topics that pertain to issues officers encounter every day. Each academy class engages with multiple communities and takes part in an open dialogue with individuals that make up the diverse regions of the city. Recruits will participate in community service projects and volunteer their time to benefit the city of San Francisco. After a recruit completes the academy and is pinned, the sworn officer enters the FCO program and finishes their probationary period. The SFPD excels at offering its sworn employees advancement opportunities, movement, and growth throughout their career. Upon completing 3 years of service, an officer may test into specialized units to cultivate their passions and develop new skill sets. With a range of special units to select from, the department values developing staff in pursuit of more responsibility and individual improvement. The possibilities are limited only by your own drive. So what are you waiting for? Find fulfillment in your work to make a difference and help improve this wonderful city through serving its citizens. Now's the time. Join the San Francisco Police Department.
Okay. And then let's continue back to our slides here. I'm sorry. Oops. Here, that's where they stopped. There. Okay.
So like I stated before, the starting salary is 89,000 and the top step is going to be 135,000, and that's after 5 years. We definitely do work a 40-hour per work week, and we do have different shifts. We have day shifts, swing shifts, 11 to 9s, and then we also have midnight shift that runs from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And then those are some of the benefits as well that you can see: the 10 paid vacation days, 15 paid vacation days after 10 years of service, and so on. And our minimum qualifications are probably the same, just like the other agencies. You must be 21 years of age. There's no maximum age limit. And of course, you can't be convicted of a felony and things like that. And you have to be a U.S. citizen and have either a U.S. diploma, U.S. high school diploma, or have passed the GED or the California High School Proficiency Exam, or have an AA or a higher degree from an accredited college or university. And you must possess a valid driver's license to operate an automobile. I think that's very important, especially with Uber and Lyft right now.
So now, if you're interested, and I hope you are, how to apply, right? The application process is very easy. Step one, obviously, just put in the application. You can go to www.thejobapps.com/SF and look for entry-level Q2 police officer specifically for this position. Or you can also Google San Francisco City jobs. You're probably going to be able to find the link. After the application is submitted, you have to go to step 2, which is register yourself to our written test, which is administered by the National Testing Network. And the link is pretty much what the name is, www.nationaltestingnetwork.com. And then you select law enforcement to take the written test. After you take the written test and you pass, then the Department of Human Resources will schedule you to take the physical ability test and the oral examination. We in the recruitment unit from San Francisco Police Department also offer a lot of practice sessions. So we want to make sure that you know exactly what to expect from those tests, and we will help you all the way through. After you pass all those qualification tests, you go to the eligibility list, and that's where you will enter the background investigation process, which can take about 2 to 3 months. This entire process, usually we used to take 8 months to a year. We have fast tracked to 6 months. And we have currently this year 2 academies, one starting in June and the next one in December. And I think we have more information and Q&A questions that we can go over later when we go to the breakout rooms. But if you need to contact us for any information, just call us at 415-837-7270 or email us at join@sfpd.sfgov.org. A lot of information is also on our website, which is sfpdcareers.com. Thank you for your time. I hope it didn't go over the time allotted for us.
Thank you, Lucy and Sergeant Punton. Thank you so much for presenting, and we hope to see you in the breakout rooms in a little bit. And next up, do we have Captain Sanford from the Sheriff's Department? Captain Sanford? I think we are going, there he is.
Yes, sorry.
Welcome back. So we heard from Captain Sanford in the morning session, and he's back, and he's going to tell us about opportunities with the San Francisco Sheriff's Office. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Everything the SFPD said, San Francisco Sheriff's Office, just put our name on it. That was a great presentation. Sorry. Yeah, so the application process is the same. You actually the only difference is we actually use the same testing company. The only difference is uh, the name of the test. Well, ours is called the React test. So, but the testing company is exactly the same. The application process is exactly the same. The time, if the process, exactly the same. So that was a great presentation they did for the sheriff's office. That was wonderful. Um, so, but we also, same thing. We also have, other than our sworn positions, we also have a number of professional staff positions with our senior legal processing clerks, with our engineers, with our fingerprint technicians, with our program coordinators. Jim had mentioned before that to talk a little bit about what we were doing with our fingerprint tech was what I spoke to in the breakout room earlier, was that we are actually months away from implementing an internship program for our fingerprint tech position that is currently, the program is currently in line with the minimum qualifications to become a fingerprint tech in the city and county of San Francisco. And that is a collaboration between City College and our department to redo their curriculum to make sure that people meet the minimum qualifications when they finish in their program. So we want to make sure that we're expanding out. Also, I'm in contact, I spoke earlier, which I'll speak about in the breakout room, about a lot of pre-academy opportunities. We also give practice tests for our PAT. There will be a video coming out soon to explain ours. That is one difference between our physical ability test and the SFPD's physical ability test. So it would be great to see both videos. I would encourage people to visit their website to see their video, and also visit our website to see our video. Contact both recruiters to get as much information as you can. We are, the state is in desperate need of law enforcement officers, especially law enforcement officers that come from a diverse background, that have a customer service mindset, that all you want to do is serve people and provide them with some information or services. And that's pretty much it. I think the breakout room, that people can ask me the individual questions that they specifically have of our office, and that way they can get a lot more information, because I don't want to go over my time either.
Thank you, Captain Sanford. Thank you. And I'm sure you're going to get some interest. San Francisco is one of the, I think it's one of 2 city and counties within California. And so there's some differences that you don't see in other counties, where you have a patrol by their sheriff's department and overlapping police agencies. So that would be a good one to address as well in the breakout room. I'm sure people would be interested. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
So we're rounding the stretch, and we have the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, the CDCR. I see you there. We've got a whole contingent, and welcome. I think Roberto Vasquez is the corrections agent who's going to be talking to us and introducing the rest of his team. Thanks and welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Agent Vasquez from Parole. I have my partner here, Ed Yee. He's in the plaid shirt. And then I have my supervisor, PA2 Reyes. So just a little bit about me. I graduated from San Diego State, and I'm working in San Francisco right now. I've been there for about 2.5 years, and I'm transferring to Vallejo Parole Office next month. Agent Yee, he has the longest time in San Francisco, and I'll let my supervisor say how long he has, because he has quite a bit of time with parole.
I think, can we all hear him?
I think he's muted. Rod, you're muted. There you go.
No, I see him off mute. Nope, not yet. Might be your microphone on your computer. So while we're waiting for this to clear up, clearly parole is playing a huge part in the Department of Corrections. And, with the AB 109 and Prop 47, lots of people getting out early. So huge call for parole agents, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, so especially with COVID, they've been releasing these guys, and they're coming to parole. And then not only that, we're having something called direct releases, where CDCR is not picking up people for custody anymore to send them into prison. They're actually just sending them to do their prison time on parole.
Mm. Yeah, and then there's the flash incarcerations and home visits. Can you tell us?
They actually took away the flash incarcerations. They do no longer exist.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
So, Roberto, can you give us an idea? What's the ratio of parole agents to supervise people on parole? What's the ratio right now?
So, per like our policy, we're supposed to have 53 people that we're supposed to be supervising, but a lot of the time it could be a lot higher than that, especially right now.
Yeah.
And then with COVID, they kind of stopped the academy up in Sacramento, but they got it going again. So we're finally getting some new agents. So to be a parole agent, you have to have a minimum of 2 years of law enforcement experience. And so a lot of the people in parole, they do their 2 years, typically more in prison. So I did my 2.5 years to 3 years at San Quentin prison before I promoted out to parole.
As a corrections officer?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. I was a officer. I think Reyes worked in my supervisor. I don't know. His mics must be messed up or something, but he worked at juvenile. And then Yee, the guy in the plaid shirt, he worked at a prison, quite a few prisons. And some people come as counselors, they come as sergeants, they come as correctional officers, they come as PSAs, they come from anything in corrections, sergeants, lieutenants.
Are there any entry-level opportunities there?
So for parole, no, you have to have a minimum of 2 years of law enforcement experience. So they hire quite a few people from probation throughout the state.
Okay.
So yeah, when I started in the prison, I had to go to the basic correctional officers academy. That was 16 weeks up in Sacramento by Air Galt. And then after that, I went to the prison, and then I had to go back to the academy to become a parole agent. Okay. And the Pro Agent Academy was 10 weeks.
Okay, let's check in with the guys. How you doing?
Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
I appreciate it. So yeah, Roberto, thank you for filling in until the interim. So again, I want to introduce to my immediate left, this is Agent Yee, and I also have another contingent with me, Agent Muniz. So again, thank you guys for allowing us to be here today. Captain Sanford, congratulations on the promotion. I haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you today. Anyways, again, I'm sort of feeling a little bit handicapped today since, we were, good to see you, man. Feeling a little handicapped today since, number one, I'm not a bona fide recruiter. So although we all work for the Department of Corrections, I am not a correctional officer recruiter per se, but we will allow you an opportunity to sort of entice you with coming into the Department of Corrections. As a parole agent, this is not an entry-level position, but let me just share a little bit of my story. When I was back in college, back in Sacramento State, honestly, I did not know what a probation and or parole agent was. Because in my time as a brand new person trying to get into the field, I really thought, hey, you know what? I'll be a police officer. I'll be an FBI agent. I'll be one of those guys you see on TV all the time, right? The Starsky and Hutch kind of guys, which some of you guys probably still remember or whatever it might have been. So it never dawned on me what a probation or parole agent was. So quite honestly, when I got into the college field, there was a guest speaker who was a probation officer in the county of Sacramento. And she entertained the idea, you know what, you could do both things. You could do law enforcement and you can also do social work. And what really, really intrigued me about the probation parole field is there were a lot of components combined. Definitely law enforcement, however, also an aspect that we're here to help the individuals as well as the community. I enjoy the fact that I didn't have to wear a uniform. I enjoy the fact that I can be in plain clothes as I am today. I enjoy the fact that some days we actually do wear uniforms. Unfortunately, we don't have a conglomerate of that today. But again, as a parole agent, it's not an entry-level position. However, what I think we should do at this point, Ms. Natalie, if you can assist us here, since we're speaking to the Department of Corrections, if I may, hopefully we haven't taken up too much time yet. If we can show a quick recruitment video for the Department of Corrections, because that's probably the best way to entertain yourself in the field as a correctional officer en route to become a parole agent. Ms. Natalie, can you get that video for us, please? I believe it's about a 2.5 minute video, and maybe that'll help you guys explore another opportunities outside of your standard city and county agencies or city sheriffs or what have you. Okay, let's start here. Let's see if we can get this done.
Professionalism, integrity, honor, pride. These are the characteristics of a California correctional peace officer. And these are the qualities we look for in an applicant who applies to become a correctional peace officer. If you are considering a career in law enforcement, then start your profession with one of the most respected law enforcement agencies in the country. The department is accepting applications on a continuous basis for correctional peace officer, and this is your opportunity to work, serve, and succeed. To meet the minimum requirements, you must be 21 years old at time of appointment, hold U.S. citizenship, and have a high school diploma or GED. You must also be in good physical condition, have no felony convictions, and be eligible to possess a firearm. Besides these basic requirements, the department also conducts a background investigation, including your job history, financial responsibility, and driving record.
Academy!
At the Basic Correctional Officer Academy, you will engage in an intensive 16-week academy covering 57 subjects and 640 hours of instruction in 4 basic areas: academic standards, firearms training, physical training, and tactical skills. The hard work and dedication to your academy experience culminates in the graduation ceremony and your ultimate achievement, taking the oath of the correctional peace officer.
My chosen profession. Law enforcement.
Now, as a law enforcement professional, you will join the correctional team as a proud member of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, working together to maintain the safety of California.
Ms. Natalie, thank you for playing that for us. Really, really appreciate it. So once again, for some of you guys that are entertaining other avenues other than police, sheriffs, FBI, or what have you, the Department of Corrections is always hiring for the correctional officers. And that essentially is your entry-level point into the department, as well as hopefully taking an avenue and becoming a parole agent. I think as we go to the breakout rooms, we can certainly speak a little bit more closely regarding, the parole agent series. However, at this point, James, how much do we have on time here? I don't want to take up too much, or you go over here.
If you have a 1 minute wrap up, we can move you to the breakout rooms and you could go answer any questions there. Okay, I appreciate it. I think at this point, again, we'd be more than happy to answer and address any questions in the breakout room. All I could say is over my career as a parole agent, I've enjoyed working with a lot of local agencies, including the captain there and some of the other colleagues at SF State. And but truly, I've met some wonderful people in my career. And I did not do it in uniform. I did it as a parole agent, and I did it as a probation officer, as well as some other avenues. So it is a different field other than police work, but truly it's been a gem over the last 20 plus years. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Well, thank you for all presenting, and of course, I think every law enforcement agency here can attest to the value of parole agents and the idea that they're valuable allies in people that we know have already been convicted of crimes and they're out of custody. And parole's always been a great help to law enforcement. Thanks for being here. All right, it looks like we're about ready to move to our breakout rooms. And I want to thank all the presenters today: Burbank PD, Hayward PD, San Francisco PD, Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety, Daly City PD, the San Francisco Sheriff's Office, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. They've all been insightful, given us some great opportunities to know more about their agencies and the availability. You've heard today, some agencies have immediate openings of 18 to 25 officers, and great opportunities for the near future. Recruiting is huge across America right now, and we just heard from a handful of local and state agencies that are really attractive. So when you're ready to go into your breakout rooms, I think we're getting ready to open them up, and we're back. We're back. So I apologize for that shift. I think we're gradually getting people back from the breakout rooms. They're closing again in 7 seconds. And yeah, there's some great initiatives going on as far as recruiting for both recruiters and for applicants. The 30 by 30 initiative to hire 30% more women police by 2030. That's an initiative that's out there. You're going to hear more from them. More and more chiefs are signing on to get with the program, to endorse it. And, I think we've seen a lot of things happening in the press, in the media, but I think it's going to make the profession better and stronger. And we're going to have to take a different look at things, and hopefully the Department of Justice comes out with better training, better equipment, better technology. And we're right on the frontier of reimagining law enforcement and public safety. So I hope everybody who joined us today is a part of that. And I think we've got some future leaders that were here today. And I want to thank everybody for joining. We're going to be putting this on a YouTube, so you can take a look at it again, maybe catch some of what the recruiter said that you might have missed, look at some of the links. And we're going to populate our San Francisco State Criminal Justice webpage with links to all the agencies and recruiters that you heard from today. And I want to just thank everybody for showing today and participating. And I just want to open it up for some last minute comments or questions, if anybody has some. If you do, you've got to take yourself off mute.
I just want to thank everyone for being here, and thank Jim and thank Rob for helping put this together. I think our students appreciate it, particularly when we post it up on the website. Hopefully you'll hear from some of them after they view this portion of the video. So thank you all for attending and for all your hard work.
Yeah, and this is Lucy from SFPD. I just want to say thank you to Gina and Jim and Interview Now for setting this up. It's great. It's first time joining breakout rooms, so I thought it was a great feature. I didn't know how to use that, but it was very nice. Thank you.
I just like to say to everybody, no matter what department you choose from, I commend you. This is a great profession, and you're in the place to make a change. So good luck to all of you.
Thanks, Lieutenant Griffith. All right, it looks like we're wrapping up. And again, I wanted to thank Rob Kate for Interview Now and his team, the Connect guys, for all their hard work and making everything possible. Sorry for disappearing on you. I ghosted you, but it wasn't intentional. Again, thanks to all the presenters and to the participants. And if you're graduating in the spring, in June, I suggest you apply now. You heard from San Francisco PD, who said that the process could take 6 months. And a lot of agencies really want you, and they're willing to meet you halfway, maybe give you a deferment or a pass on the first time out of background. So it doesn't hurt to apply now. At least take a look at the process. Definitely go to the website, see what the requirements are, take a look at the physical agility test, maybe go out with a buddy and give it a whirl. How many push-ups or sit-ups do you need to do in a certain amount of time? Maybe give yourself an assessment and then get in shape and take those tests. Doesn't hurt to start early. All right. Anything from the Connect crew?
I think we're all good. I appreciate everyone coming out, and thank you guys again. And we'll be definitely be doing more of these going forward. And we really appreciate all your support.
Thanks, Josh. Rob, any last words?
We had some issue on the audio portion, but I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming and good luck to you. And thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Josh. And thanks, Rob. Yeah, technical difficulties, we all have them, and it's a Zoom thing, so we can appreciate that. Thanks again. I hope everybody's well this week and taking care of yourselves. And for my students, I'll see you Thursday, and everyone else take good care. See you soon.
Thank you.